Okay, so another part of the semicolon project, if you will. I'm just going to call them Payne projects because it's all about limiting or ending pain in our lives. And Payne project because that's my mother's maiden name is Payne. And just to kind of give tribute to them. So in the article that I had read, I love this. It says, if you think the deployment of semicolons as breaking the rules, if your first reaction is, where in the hell is the rest of the sentence? If you want to take out your red pen and start correcting, then you have missed the opportunity to feel something more meaningful than irritation. I remember watching those videos of Secretariat's races for the first time as a child. My father had given me a copy of William Knack's book, Secretariat, and I wanted to see for myself the greatness described in the pages. In the Derby, when Secretariat was at last set free in the final stretch, I leapt to my feet and shouted. Watching the Belmont Stakes, a chill passed through my body to see such sublime athleticism let loose. Even though those races were run 6 years before I was born, I had the sense of something alive and unfolding, of momentum and power, masterfully reserved and then unfurled. And my reaction to watching them again today, some 30 years later, is the same. Good punctuation, whether it reins in or lets go, can produce the same kinds of exhilarating effects if we aren't unwisely reined in ourselves by a sense of language that is somehow obliged to a set of rules. I think I read that wrong because I just got an alert on my phone. So I'll say it again. Good punctuation, whether it reins in or lets go, can produce the same kinds of exhilarating effects if we are unwisely reined in ourselves by a sense that language is somehow obliged to a set of rules. And I know how that feels in life, to feel that I've made so many mistakes that it's got to be over. Who would let me live? You know, who could forgive me for everything? The answer is God. And in fact, his exact answer was, I gave my son for you. And so instead of there being a period at the end of probably like when I was 41, 42, my sister called 911 and saved my life from it being a period. And with a lot of prayer, a lot of counseling, and a lot of me learning to love myself, I have been able to take that period and make it a semicolon and let my story keep going. And I would have never been able to do that if it weren't for just the love, grace, and mercy that we receive from God. Because it had to be him that urged my sister that day to call 911 for me. And it had to be him who urged my family to try to love me again. And it had to be him that put these people in my life. that told me that I deserved life. I could be who I want, do what I want, but it's time to do something for me. Not because it's what my mom or dad want, not because it's what society expects, not because my kid even wants or needs it, but for me to be, just to be God's child. And I'm so grateful for the songs that played at the right time, and the movies that came up, you know, in my searches and things, and the scriptures that I would find, you know, when I really needed a friend, and stories from so many other people to let me know that I wasn't alone in feeling this way. And I hope that I can share that with others so that they are given some hope to keep going, because you just might have the race in front of you where you'll lead, where you will show everybody what you're made of. You may have gone through some of the hardest stuff, but maybe it was to wake you up to realize not everybody could get through that. And if you could get through that, what else can you do? So I just give all the glory to God and just give thanks to everything, every flower I've seen bud and bloom, every tree I've watched grow, every ripple of water that has given me tranquility at times of anxiety. Just, you know, the sunrises, the sunsets, the smiles from strangers, the kind look from friends. I'm just thankful, and I give thanks to God.